Hi everyone, my name is Addison and I work as a junior software technical writer at PestRoutes. How did I get this role? So I started in January and I applied for hundreds of roles with several different search engines, and I also used Dr. Kim's postings. And so PestRoutes reached out to me in June of 2020. I had a conflicting offer, so we were kind of on hold. But the other offer was retracted because the previous company decided to go with somebody else. So I decided to follow up with PestRoutes, and they interviewed me again. And then in August, I began the position. So a little bit about PestRoutes. It's a pest control software company that has about 200 employees. We're currently working remote, but the headquarters is located in the Dallas-McKinney area in Texas. It was founded in 2012 to be a driving force for technology advancement in pest control. So this is our current product staff setup. So we have our CPO that we all report to in daily stand-ups, and there are two main pods that has a product manager, a business analyst, and a development team to handle the responsibilities of the pod, and they have a UX designer that floats between the pods, and we work separately, but we also work together with the product managers to help with user guides and videos and release notes and other responsibilities. But we're still in our own section. So next we have our software and our resources that we use. We have Pendo, that's sort of a heat mapping tool, but it also includes guides, pop-up guides. We use TechSmith Camtasia and Snagit for written user guides and video user guides. We use Google Microsoft Suite. We also use Confluence and Jira to track our documentation process. For communication, we use Zoom, GoToMeeting, Teams, and email. And then for viewing PDFs, I use Adobe DC Acrobat. The resources that we use that we have documentation-wise, we have the existing documentation, and we have a wiki with a lot of different software guides. We also keep a terminology page in Confluence. We also have resources in personnel. If we don't have it in the documentation, we have the PMs, the BAs, the support team, and we can also ask developers for more information about our current documentation. So sort of my daily responsibilities: I write, edit, enhance user guides. I work on video guides each week. I also track user engagement in Pendo and create in software pop-up guides. I've also worked on big projects such as auditing content that includes FAQs, and I've also helped assist the marketing team with release notes. So next we'll look at some of the primary tasks that I do. One of them is updating user guides. So I'd be assigned a story by the lead technical writer in Confluence, and I would go and check and see which user guides would be impacted. Usually the BA or the PM says which one. So I review the stories, see what changes were made to the software, and then I write the update to the user guide, and then I go check in with the PM and BA and see if the changes make sense, they're good. If they're not, I make those changes that are needed, and then I publish those changes to the main database. That kind of looks like I'm gonna start with a user guide like this, and it needs some updates. So I look for missing information, and I use Snagit, and I capture the software and look for ways to improve it. So another one of the primary tasks that I do is creating scripting videos in Camtasia. So first, the lead technical writer identifies the topic, and then he'll storyboard it for me. So this storyboard looks like this. It gives me a good idea of what's wanted in the script, what to put in, what not to put in. So I'll take that storyboard and I'll turn it into a script. And this is what it looks like. And so I'll send this to our review team and we'll look it over. I'll read it out loud. And if it all looks good, I'll send it to narration. If not, I'll revise it. And so after the narration records my script, they'll send it back to me, and then I'll sync the on-screen actions of the software to that narration, and then I'll review the video draft with the review team again. And if it all looks good, then I will publish the video to YouTube. And this is kind of what it looks like. So some of the challenges that I faced was when I started my job hunt for a technical writing role. It was during the spring and summer of 2020 where COVID was hitting really bad. So I had to really look for a junior or a more lower level technical writing role with experience requirements that I met. And so at my role with PestRoutes, we're a small team and we wear many hats and we assist with the documentation needs with a lot of different teams, support, marketing, product management, and it feels really good to be needed and contribute, but that can be a little bit challenging to make sure that we're helping everybody and then we're also knocking out the things that we said we would knock out on a personal basis and contribute there as well. Another thing is increasing quality and output, making sure that while it looks really good to have a product that's really polished, but if it takes 3 weeks, then that's not great. And so I really want to focus on getting that output, getting things turned in on time, but also making sure that it still has that quality, but on a timely basis. And so there were a lot of really relevant UNT courses that helped me for this role. I focus on 2 of them. Creating high-tech training documents, I really started thinking about my guides in terms of learning experiences and objectives, and whether my guide content was a procedure, fact, process, concept, and implementing that in my daily conversations about my guides and thinking about how to improve that, identifying which content type should be in the guides. And so another one is principles of technical communication. So we worked with iFixit to create hardware guides, but that's what stood out to my manager when he was looking at my portfolio, was that I already had experience with creating user guides. So many of these UNT courses helped prepare me for this role, and I'm really thankful for that. So here's some suggested changes. At least this is from my experience, personal experience in the grad program. I would add a second round of rescripting, revision, and redoing that draft and turning it back in So that way students can present improved video footage. It might mean crunching that time down a little bit, but I think that'll help students that are working with Camtasia for the first time. I would say anytime working with user guides, have them create multiple software procedure user guides over any topic that they want, 300 to 1,000 word requirements, because that's something that a lot of software TechCom teams are looking for and they're asking for in their job application. Another thing that I would mention is that high-tech training materials was super helpful. I think it would really help students improve their writing with a learning experience mindset. And then finally, I would have students continue to do mock interviews with each other, practice for applications, whether that's a unit or with ETC, and that'll help them start to identify key qualifications or seek those qualifications that will help them stand out early. And so some of the things that I've learned is setting productivity goals early, getting those reports in, reporting that progress early and often as possible, looking for ways to apply like content strategy or learning experience, and working those into your daily work and finding ways to creatively apply those, and be assertive about what you know. Be open to the team might be doing something a little bit differently. There's always learning opportunities at work, and always finish your backlog. And so in closing, I just want to say that I really enjoyed my time at PestRoutes as a junior technical writer, and I think professional and technical communication is a great field to go into. Thank you for watching.